Hotel brothers and sisters, Black Power. As always, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors. Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul of the Street Law Soldiers, my sister, my in-laws, my father, and all of our ancestors, as well as my followers, my listeners, my subscribers, my viewers, and everyone that is fighting for the liberation and salvation of our black nation. First of all, I want to follow up. Let me just once again give as always, a special shout out to all my supporters. Your donations mean so much. They have made so many major improvements, as you will see. And one thing that I do, I always let you see what your work is doing to the improvement of the Street Law Soldiers organization. And so, with that said, I want to follow up on part 2 of this sexual perversion in the black community and let you see exactly how, this sexual perversion how it was created. And through these nasty fucking Romans, as you can see, during the Roman Empire, where they were fucking each other in the ass, getting drunk, men fucking men, women fucking women, dogs having a good time on these women's vaginas, and Rome. When the Roman invasion was a nasty motherfucking period and a perverted period for Africans, for people of color on the planet. When they brought that nasty cave behavior down, to the motherland to really, lead to, millenniums later that, we are deep into this shit, The black community has really engulfed themselves into an abyss of this perverted goddamn sexual behavior. I've never seen so much anal fucking play and all this ass play and this booty eating and all this discharge drinking of vaginas and all of this shit. The origin of it started with these motherfucking dirty motherfuckers, Look at this cracker sucking on the little boy's titties and got his hand by his little penis, infecting him. And this is what these motherfucking so-called white Jews do. This is what they do. In the circumcision of a white Jewish boy, what they do is make an incision with a razor to the infant's penis, and the man sucks the motherfucking blood off of the little infant's penis while this little boy is in excruciating pain. No anesthesia whatsoever. This is now. This is going to happen all across this country tonight. And then these babies, these boys grow up with herpes, and then they go and infect and spread this shit all out through the communities. The black and white community. So maybe you may understand a little bit more why these white supremacists are so eager to take their heads off of these motherfuckers too. But this is the pedophilia, this so-called quote-unquote agape love that these motherfucking demonic goddamn cave dogs demonstrate sexually on these little babies. That Cupid and Valentine's Day shit. Stop letting your children acknowledge that fucking shit. Cupid and the little boy sitting on the man's lap, they're both naked. He has an erection. You can look at all these statues in downtown Washington, D.C. on all these government buildings and these fucking national parks where they have these statues, you know, and you know, and this perverted goddamn behavior. You know, this perverted sexual behavior. You know, same way this motherfucking Ice Ape, this cave dog is going inside a motherfucking goat's ass. You know, this is the norm for these motherfuckers. You know, this is not no ritual. This is common goddamn behavior during the you know, while they were in the caves. You know, and then after they fuck these goats and then they'll cook them and eat them. You know, eating their own semen and nasty motherfucking dogs, man. And then you motherfuckers want to be like them. You marry into their families because each family has at least 2 or 3 motherfuckers that have this type of motherfucking mentality today. Because how is it that this cannot be passed on from generation to generation and everything else is passed on from generation to generation in all other races? Their culture. And they try to hide this culture because they want you to think that they're civilized. These some wicked motherfuckers. And this motherfucker is going into a dog's butt. See, this is why they say the dog is the man's best friend. See, you know, a dog won't tell. You know, see, a dog can't run to the motherfucking police station and say, you know, she's been raped. You know what I'm saying? And so they have a ball with these motherfucking dogs. And in Washington, D.C., they walk their motherfucking dogs like they're human beings. They talk to them. They sleep with them. They tongue kiss them. You know, and they perform fellatio and a whole bunch of other shit with these animals. Sometimes, you know, I look at some of these goddamn animals when these devils are walking them, and these dogs look like they are, and they want to yell out. You know, because they are in so much agonizing pain and confusion. Because anytime, and this is in Washington, D.C., they will spend more time on a cracker's missing dog than they will a homicide of a brother or sister in the black community. They'll spend about 45 seconds talking about that brother or sister that's been brutally murdered, regardless of who committed the crime. But they'll spend 5 to 10 minutes on a motherfucking missing motherfucking dog. And they'll have all types of posters and rewards and Instagram photos of this motherfucking dog. But y'all want to be like them. You know, and all of them are not like that. That's what you say. That's what your fucking mouth say. That's what you would like to think. You know, and it's been reinforced with Caligula, the movie Caligula, where they were blatantly putting this shit out there, telling the truth on themselves. This was part of the promotion of homosexuality and lesbianism in the minds and hearts of our brothers and sisters all over the planet. You know, this is called propaganda, where they make these movies and hoping that, you know, the black community can get, you know, enticed off of these motherfucking movies and this savage motherfucking sexual behavior. And a lot of you niggas have fell for it. You know, and then you wonder why shit is like it is today. You know, And this is why the black community can never get any type of unity because of this shit. And now, in order for us to unite, we gotta separate the fucking faggots, the lesbians, and all this shit. The goddamn cracker loving motherfuckers, the oil cookies, the house niggas. See, it has to be in a separation. We had to really sift to bring the real motherfucking true black community up to the top, to the cream of the crop. Because we got to sift through all of this nasty motherfucking perverted bullshit. You know, and then now they make it Obama, your man Obama, the first gay, now he's not the first gay president, but he's a bisexual. He is a bisexual. He's a bisexual motherfucker. Simple as that. And I'll if you want me to break that down to you on the next video, I surely will. Because I've done it twice. But nevertheless, he broke his neck to make sure that the motherfucking gays have more rights than anybody. And why would somebody would go out their way to do that if they don't have love, overwhelming love and compassion for the gays and lesbians, or either they're one? And you all have to understand this shit, man. Now this Thanksgiving shit getting ready to pop off, where, you know, everybody's gonna be celebrating next Thursday the killing of black Native Americans in this country. Which black people celebrating the most. This holiday is about how they killed and raped and tortured and took the land of our ancestors. See, they want you to think that Indian is somebody that's mostly white with feathers all around their goddamn head. Those are not natives. Those are not natives. And I'll show you a photo of a real Native American, of a real Indian in a minute. But these ships, these stinking fucking ships that came over here, which our ancestors said they could smell 6 to 7 miles away before they even saw the ships. They could smell them. Because what these motherfucking savages were doing on the ships, they were fucking each other. They were biting their head off rats. They weren't even really cooking the rats. They were just getting the fur off of them, eating them, fucking each other. And the way they would play games, tag, they would fill the shit bucket up with shit and piss and throw it on each other. And whoever had the most shit and feces and piss thrown on them, you were it. And so the way you, once you became it, you had to wait till the shit bucket filled up again, and then you chase somebody else around, throw the shit on them, and then they became it. That was the way they played tag. And so, by the time that they got over here on them ships, you know, the stench had, it is said through our ancestors that the stench created a cloud, a huge cloud. And when they came over here, what they did, they got off these ships, they saw all the beautiful copper-colored people, the beautiful land, the fresh water, the harvesting, all the food that we had, the crops that we had, beautiful crops, corn, all types of vegetables, you know, and these motherfuckers came over here with liquor, guns, diseases, smallpox, syphilis, gonorrhea, AIDS, herpes, TB, and many other diseases came over here, raped our ancestors, took the fucking land, and we celebrated calling it fucking Thanksgiving. You know, and they make it seem like these motherfuckers had, they had on white socks and buckle motherfucking shoes and nice motherfucking overcoats and freshly brimmed hats, and came over here and shook hands. Who in the fuck would believe that? Who in the fuck would believe that except a baby who doesn't know any better? About a savage that's been on a ship for 4 or 5 months that has a savage goddamn behavior. That's a nasty piece of shit. And that's how they look when they got over here, like shit. They try to dress these motherfucking dogs up like they were so civilized. They were never civilized and still to this day are not civilized. This is what they done. Came over here, planting their flags, planting their filthy dicks in our ancestors. Raping the men and women. Torturing. And we haven't been right since. And see, this was before the fucking transatlantic slave trade. This was before the Middle Passage. Like I told you all, we were already here. A lot of us were already here. Everybody did not come on a slave ship. All of our ancestors didn't come on a slave ship. That doesn't make sense. So if that was the case, because these devils wouldn't have never even known about this land. Because everyone that navigated these goddamn crackers were black. Everyone that navigated these goddamn ships for these crackers were black. And so this is the process that took place as the beginning of our destruction in so many ways. These nasty motherfuckers, came over here and they started by dumping their shit and piss buckets all on the shores. Nasty, trifling motherfuckers. And they're still like that today. Still like that today. They don't have a problem shitting anywhere, just like they motherfucking animals. And these motherfuckers today, this is what they do in D.C. These motherfuckers, these white faggots, when they walk their dogs, the dogs shit in the grass. Hot shit, steam coming out the dog's ass. They pick the hot steam and shit up with their hand. Puts it in a motherfucking plastic grocery bag. Nasty motherfuckers. And then they wonder why they have so many diseases. They start naming the diseases after people. Lou Gehrig's and Hodgkin's and all this bullshit. So Columbus, this motherfucking dick-eating faggot, homosexual, dope fiend, motherfucking thief from Spain, was kicked out of Spain, which wasn't his name. It wasn't his name. He stole that motherfucking name from another captive on the ship. I forgot how the story went in terms of how he stole that name, Christopher Columbus. I think his name is Cologne or some shit. I don't even give a fuck for real. But they still teach our babies that this goddamn demon discovered this country, Turtle Island. That he discovered Turtle Island, which is total bullshit. And the reason why they make noise about this shit now, because they have the support of the Latino community. So that way they can credit these motherfucking wetbacks, give them some type of credit for having a stake in this country, which is total bullshit. So if you get the opportunity, tell these babies, your grandbabies and great grandbabies and whatever, tell them that the shit that the teacher's telling y'all is a goddamn lie, and give them your number and have the teacher call your house. And you don't act like a nigga. You kindly explain to them that the information that you're teaching my child or my grandchild is totally absurd. It is wrong. And you know it's wrong. Didn't you go to college? You have a Eurocentric education. You know the true story about this. So why would you put this, and even though they give you this curriculum to fuck our babies' heads up, but you know better. If you don't, you will know. And if that doesn't work, you go to the school board. Somebody has to start making changes besides sitting at home, eating goddamn Hot Pockets and oodles and noodles, running your motherfucking mouth with no action. Cut that motherfucking shit off, that love and hip hop. Cut that PlayStation the fuck off. And teach these babies the real truth. That's a real native. That's a real black indigenous native here. The original people of this country, of this corporation here, you call the United Snakes of America, Our ancestors were here before anyone. Turtle Island. That's why you have so many states and cities named after, with the same names. They have a lot of these cities have biblical names. A lot of these, the river, the Mississippi River is just like the Nile River. They're the only two rivers that flow upstream. Because Turtle Island was tropical as well. That's why we still have palm trees. When this ice age came over here with that cold climatic goddamn behavior and mindset and energy. Because like I told y'all, everywhere that he's went, everything that he's touched, he's turned to shit, and he's taking total control of it. And so next Thursday, this is what you motherfuckers will be, preparing to do, celebrating the murder of a people. Celebrating the murder and slaughter of a people. You get all the turkey and all the goddamn trimmings, because the turkey looks like a little infant, look like a fat thigh infant baby. And so, this oversized pigeon that you're cooking in your oven, with all the trimmings. Take the guts and, all the shit out of them and gut them. And you break bread and you celebrate. And then a lot of you get drunk and say that the Pilgrims didn't discover America and Columbus didn't discover America. You get all high as a motherfucker. And this is why we cannot focus. Because instead of us putting in work when our minds are clear, see, a lot of y'all, a drunk man's words is a sober man's thoughts. See, a lot of you won't say shit until you got that jungle juice and all the motherfucking, Superman pills and that PCP and all that, all of that shit. Your Superman liquids and scissor and, Thursday. That's all you're gonna. That's all you're gonna have going on. How many people will actually be studying? How many people will actually be trying to do something? Because even if if you don't celebrate the holiday, because I call it holidays. If you don't celebrate the holiday, you can be clear. And you don't have to go over anyone's house or once you're conditioned and once people understand. See, my people know they will not be seeing me. But it's a process to that. Sometimes that's the only time when your family will get together. So you have to attend. That doesn't mean you're celebrating. Just mean you want to, you want to interact and lock arms with your family, your siblings or whatever. A lot of them come from out of town, and it's wrong not to, be with your siblings if that's the only time that y'all get together. Until they understand and begin to respect what the foundation that you stand on. Well, let me move right along. And be careful. Be careful. Because they do this every Super Bowl, too. They do this every holiday throughout the Super Bowl. These wings right here, that's rat meat. That's barbecue rat. So be careful. KFC, all of them do it. All of them sneak hundreds and thousands of pounds of that shit and mix it with the regular chicken. So what you think is crisp and tender, could be the same rodents that you see, in the hood. Same for this. This is all fried motherfucking street rat. Cajun rat. Be careful, brothers and sisters. Because this shit can get you sick. This shit will get you sick. So that's why, be careful about that takeout shit. Especially them goddamn gooks. And a lot of you go in there and you talk to them any way you want. And you're only setting yourself up. They go on the back. That's why you never see the back of a Chinese carryout. They don't want you to see what they're doing. They could piss in your, very special sauce for you, nigga. While you up there, yeah, motherfucker, put some more mumbo, and some goddamn soy sauce in your bag, motherfucker. And they sitting there laughing, giggling. Okay. You go home and you eating boogers and piss and be careful about that shit. Because I've seen a lot of people do it. They come in there and them Chinese carryouts high, trying to impress somebody else by, talking to them all motherfucking greasy. And they getting fucked around. Uh, I want to explain something to you all, the significance in our ancestors, how energy is transferred. And I'm going to also talk about the deaths of brothers and sisters, our entertainers, maybe in a later video. However, the energy that was passed from Jimi Hendrix, his Purple Haze, which was his highest selling song and album, how he transferred it to Prince's Purple Rain. Both were master musicians. And they had so much similarities, and that energy was transferred from Jimi Hendrix to Prince. I'll do more on it. I'm just quickly going over some things. Frankie Lyman, who I'm going to tell you he was murdered. I found out more information about Frankie Lyman. He didn't die of a drug overdose. It was drugs, but he was murdered. And one of the reasons he was murdered was because he had made so many people lose a lot of money, and his comeback wasn't as great as people anticipated, as the crackers anticipated and invested in. And also, his energy was transferred because the same year that he was murdered, Michael Jackson came on the scene. Several months later, Michael Jackson came on the Ed Sullivan Show, and Frankie Lyman and Michael Jackson had the same type of songs, those good, popcorn love songs. They both had similar songs. Some with the same name, the ABCs of Love, and a whole bunch, an array of other things. I'm just giving you something to study on, to take a look at. And I'm going to be talking about the murder of Michael Jackson, the murder of Notorious B.I.G., the murder of Tupac Shakur, the murder of Prodigy from Mobb Deep, the murder of James Brown, the murder of Lisa Left Eye Lope, the murder of Whitney Houston. And I'm going to touch on both of John. I'm not finished with this story yet, the investigation, until this bitch here, Amber Geiger, is laying down one way or another. They're trying their best. They got fundraisers raising